So this video is one I put together for use between myself and my granddad. So with lockdown being in force, the stud has been split. So I can't go and see my granddad at the moment, but the pigs need pairing. So the Himalayans, I've taken videos of all the Himalayan boars we have available, all the Himalayan sows we have available, and then I've put commentaries on what I think about them and sent them to my granddad, and we discussed them over the phone. And from that, then we paired them up using the videos. So you'll get to see what I thought and the attributes of the guinea pigs and why we're using which pigs with which sows. So hopefully that'd be quite useful for you. First off, we have a young boar called Marcuson. He's unproven. He's only 6 months old, but he's very dark. So we like to keep a variety of boars in the stud. This one's very dense and dark, slightly darker body colour than I would normally show. But in the breeding pen, he's very good for counteracting pigs that have gone too light. The shape of smut's fantastic. The height of the head's very good. The bigger the head, the more you can show off the smut. He's just going through his show training, so he's a little bit uneasy on the bench. But yeah, he stands very well, good shoulder. These are things that attributes I look for in a breeding boar. And that density is something I most definitely want to pass on throughout the stud. So we will possibly use this pig if we can find a suitable sow for him. We'll probably only use one sow to begin with, just to see what the babies come out like, make sure there are no faults hidden in the background of this pig before we use him. So here we have Justin. He's the opposite to Marcuson. He's a much lighter pig, still good shape of smut, but it's not as dense as the darker body coloured pig. This one carries the best body colour out of all the boars, and we use him to correct that fault in any of our sows. He's also got a very square head at the top, which comes down to a slight triangle at the bottom, but it does mean that you have a big area to show the smut off on. Stands very well. Again, we like this cobby body, and we're looking to always to improve the type on the Himalayans, of course. It's got a decent eye, not the boldest eye of all the boars, but I do like the way he stands, and he is proven. We've retained almost 90% of this one's youngsters, so we will keep him, and we will hopefully find some big smutted sows to match him off against. So this is Marcus Laygoya, the 42nd. There's always been a Marcus Laygoya in the shed ever since the early 60s, and our main stud boar is always called Marcus Laygoya. This boar has the biggest smut, the biggest eyes, and some well-set ears. It's a slightly darker body, but it doesn't throw that in the youngsters. Very dense points, and you see the shape of smut is well between the eyes, so it's quite a big smut, which is what we're looking to pass on to the youngsters. Again, that cobby body shape, good shoulder, and excellent stance. The temperament on this pig is second to none. He lets me handle him every which way and pop him in any position I require. That's years of show training, but also a disposition to the breed. Stephen is one of our boars. He's had a couple of litters with us, and we've retained a lot of his youngsters. He's the brother to Sally, one of our better breeding sows. This boar has an immense smut and a lovely square head, lots of width on the jowl bringing up from around the side of the head, and his ears are slightly wayward, so we do look for a bigger eared sow to correct that, and we also look for a nice white body colour on the sow. This boar brings density to the stud. If we're lacking that in any of the sows, this is where we go. We use this boar to correct those faults. Again, stands very well, lovely shoulder, and a very well balanced pig, just apart from the ears, like we say. But every pig isn't without its fault, and we use the positives to match off against the negatives, and hopefully the youngsters have a sort of an even stance between them. Here we have all three boars together. I quite often do this just so I can see the attributes between them all, and sort of just gauge where each boar stands within the stud. For size, they're all fairly even. You can see the body colour difference on Justin. Justin's much lighter. You can see the density comes with the Stephen and Marcus. So now we've looked at the boars, we can now look at the sows that we have available. This sow is Faith, she's a maiden sow. Very big ears and a nice triangle-shaped head. Very wide across the top and tapering down to the nose. She's got a decent well-shaped smut, so we could use a couple of the boars here. Again, she stands very well. So we're just looking to probably shore up her positive points against the boar of equal measure. There's not much we can really look to develop other than head shape and maybe a touch on the body colour. But yeah, I'm very pleased with this sow, so we'll see what we pair her with. Destiny is the sister of Faith, so this is also a maiden sow. Similar attributes to her sister, nice bold eye. The smut density isn't quite as good as her sister, but the shape is still there, so we could use a denser boar possibly with this sow. She's got good body colour and she stands incredibly well, which is a trait that I do like to keep within the Himalayans, if we can keep that body shape going. Gloria is another maiden sow, slightly younger, very dense pig. The ears are slightly wayward on one side, if I'm being really critical, but I mean, I think this pig is a very showy pig. Stands well. Again, the smut comes up well between the eyes, so we're probably looking for a boar with decent ears, and continuing probably with a reasonable body colour and a bold as eye as possible. I like this pig a lot, and I'll be very happy to see youngsters developing the stud. So yeah, very good. Hope is the sister of Gloria. Again, another maiden sow, so the stud is going to be kept quite young by using these maiden sows. Very showy sow, well-balanced head, nice eye, good body shape, excellent points. This pig is definitely a show pig, so we can use multiple boars depending on what attribute we want to pursue more. So her head's very square, so we could use a boar with a bit more jowl possibly. So yeah, it gives us a lot of options on which way we want to go, depending on which boar is available once we've paired everything up. It's always difficult pairing a show sow because I don't normally breed with my show sows, but we have to now. So Jolie is a proven breeding sow. She's one of our body colour sows. She carries a very square set head, bold eyes, slightly high set ears, a good shape to smut and a fair density. Again, this fantastic shoulder and dome to the head and a good bit of width towards the jowl. She can be used with a darker boar to sort of even things out in the litter. I find if you pair two light pigs together, you get problems, and if you pair two dark pigs together, you get problems. So we try and match a lighter style pig to a dark style pig, which you'll see later. And then in contrast to Jolie, we have Rose, who is a proven sow. She is a darker sow. You can see the body colour and the demarcation in contrast are not as clear on this pig. Again, lovely set head, big bold eyes, lovely ears as well. The shape of the smut is very good, but the demarcation to the body isn't as clear. This happens as they get older anyway, and she has produced some cracking youngsters. A very self-type head to her, very, very good across the top, which is something we're looking for. So we'll probably pair this to a lighter boar, again to balance it out. Light with dark equals even, and that's what we're looking for. So if you'd like to pause the video here for a second, you can write down which boars you think go with which sows, just for a bit of fun, you know, to see if you've been paying attention on what you think the best way of breeding these pigs are. So I had a big hand in this. Usually the Himalayan pairing is solely down to my granddad, but obviously being apart, he's had to go on my input. So hopefully I got it right. But the final say was really with him, so yeah, you'll see exactly which pigs go together, because I filmed them next to each other and I've explained why we've paired them the way we have. So yeah, pause it here and make your predictions. Okay, so if you remember, Justin is our lighter boar of the stud boars we use, so we've paired it off against our darker sow in Rose. We've also used Gloria, who, whilst being a lighter sow herself, needs some correction in the head around the base of the smut. So we're using Justin to correct those features. So then we use Marcus Laygoya with Destiny and Faith. So it's obvious why we're using Marcus and Faith together. That's to correct the smut shape. And with using Destiny, we're hoping to replicate very similar pigs
the good body colour of Destiny against the darker body colour of Marcus should produce a nice even pig whilst retaining the smut shape. So hopefully now you can see that we are pairing off faults and bad attributes along with good attributes. So the good body colour of Hope against the dark body colour of Stephen should even those things up, and Stephen should correct the base of the smut, which is looking slightly narrower in Hope. It's not actually narrow, it's just narrower than him, but it should be good. And we always like to use a unproven boar just to give him a chance to develop within the stud. So we are pairing the dark boar of Marcuson to Jolie, a good body coloured sow. He's a slightly taller headed boar, and she's a slightly wider headed sow. So the offspring should be quite even and balanced, which is what we're hoping for. His eye is slightly smaller, her eye is very bold. So all these attributes mixed together, you should hopefully get all the good attributes on one pig, which is what we're hoping for. Alternatively, you could get all the bad attributes in one pig, so watch out.
You guessed right. A little bit of fun there, and I personally can't wait to see what the babies look like from these. The trouble with Himalayan babies is they are born pure white, and they take a long time to really come into able to assess them. So sort of, between 3 and 5 months is the best time. So we have got a long time to wait, but that would be for another video, I'm sure. And as usual, until next time, this has been me, Greg, with my guinea pigs, and I shall see you again. Goodbye.